Wonderful. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today's guest is redefining what it means to win, not just in sport, but in business and in life. Coach Jake Shannon is the founder of Scientific Wrestling, where he revived one of the most effective and ruthless grappling systems in history. Catch as catch can. Oh, wow. But what makes his work truly unique is what came next. Through number one coaching, Jake has taken the principles of leverage, positioning, and control from combat sports and applied them directly to business, leadership, and performance. He teaches leaders how to stop relying on motivation and start operating with systems that actually produce results. If you're ready to stop competing and start dominating, Jake is the guy for you. Jake, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thank you very, very much. Great introduction. And yeah, you nailed it. It's catch as catch can. So good job.
Yeah, wonderful. So, Jake, here on Thoughts at Last podcast, I and my listeners, we want to get to know our guests on a personal level. So, can you tell us more about yourself?
Yeah, so I live in Colorado, in Denver, in the
One,
United States.
yeah.
And been married 20 years this year. I've got three kids, but you
Wow.
know, yeah, professionally, I've had a couple of interesting things happen. In my 20s, I was very lucky to be able to see the second UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. I saw the second one ever, and that was in 1994, at the end of 94.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, no, I'm sorry. It was in March of 94. And
Yes.
it changed my life. I was absolutely fascinated by it. I moved from Colorado to California because back then nobody was doing that kind of thing except in California. So
Yes.
I went there and tried to pursue it, but one of the things was I was not very politically connected in that area. So I didn't know anybody and I had a hard time breaking in and I moved to, and California is very, very expensive. So
Yes.
I ended up having to go and work after I moved there and couldn't really pursue
Oh,
my dreams. So while I was, you know, pursuing it part time, I ended up having to go and get into graduate school, right? I graduated from the University of Colorado Boulder in 95 and moved to California to pursue this dream. But
yes.
I had an undergraduate degree in English, and that was very useless and not a very valuable degree. It was kind of a waste of my time. And so
Oh,
I
man.
I ended up having to go back to grad school. I went back to graduate school and earned my Master of Science in Financial Engineering, which is basically financial mathematics or quantitative analysis for finance. And
Wonderful.
that was a great thing because that got me involved with business at a high level with some really good companies. And I learned quickly that what I had learned pursuing, grappling and wrestling and mixed martial arts training, it really mapped over well to business.
Yes.
And so I've spent the last 20 years really fleshing out that space and filling out that map of how does the ideas from sports performance, how do they transfer over to entrepreneurial success?
Yes. Yes. And that's actually my first question. I want you to answer that because I'm trying to connect the dots, and honestly, I can't really think of anything much. So, can you help us with it, please?
Yeah, of course. So, it's very compelling in my opinion. I've written uh three books, two of which are published. The other one's going to be published here in about a week.
Wow.
And the book, the concept, what I've named this concept is Sportify. And I got it from the idea of gamify or gamification. And what
Yes.
what gamification does, people in everyday life see this all the time. You buy certain gifts or you buy from a certain company and you get points. Or if you're on a sales team, you're on a leaderboard. Or, they add game elements to business to incentivize play. Well,
Yes.
I noticed that concept I felt was incomplete because in the literature they talk about internal motivation and external motivation. Gamification solely operates off of external motivation, but that's limited. And I thought, well, how do we get both? And I noticed that the addition would be coaching. The coaching is what provides that internal motivation. So I combined the two. I combined athletic coaching and business coaching, mostly for athletic or for business applications. And it's very interesting, right? Because both are business and sports are cooperative, both are
Yes.
competitive. Both of them are concerned with putting points on the board. One might be a scoreboard, and the other one might be, sales revenue, units sold, employee headcount, whatever the points are that you're counting. And
Yes.
both are extremely difficult. I don't know the stats elsewhere, but I do know in the United States, the vast majority of businesses, small businesses, fail. And the number one reason is most people underestimate the amount of effort it takes to win in sports.
Mm,
And it's the same
yes.
amount of effort that it takes to be a champion in sports.
Yes. To interject, I think I saw a statistic one time that it takes a business 3 years to be successful. Then
To turn
it
a
takes a
profit.
business 10 years to turn the profit. I was like, are you serious? To become profitable, actually. I was like, wow, that's a lot of time. And not everybody is ready to, to sail that, to work that hard for that long.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of people get discouraged, but it's the same thing. Like if I wanted to be a champion runner, it's very hard. I mean, you could go and just
Yes.
run, but you may not win, when you actually compete. If I want to be a champion wrestler or a champion anything, it gets very difficult. And this is what very
Yes.
few people realize with business, that it's very, very similar. In fact, here in the United States, one of the most elite military groups would be the Navy SEALs. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but
Yes, I have.
the odds of becoming you have a better chance of becoming a Navy SEAL and passing that very difficult test.
Are
You
you
have the bet,
serious?
yeah, than being a successful business owner after 5 or 10 years.
Wow, wow, that's crazy. Oh, it really puts things in perspective.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's just I think people really don't know what they're getting into. Everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people dream of being an entrepreneur because they say, "Oh, why do you want to do it?" Well, I want to be my own boss. But I coach a lot of business owners, and I don't know that that's necessarily true. I think they say they want to be their own boss, but in reality, they don't want a boss. And
Yes.
if you're an entrepreneur, you have to be your own boss and you have to be the hardest, toughest, most demanding boss you've ever had.
Wow, that's smart. So wait, you created the Spotify OS. What is it
Yes.
and how does it change the way people operate?
Well, that's really what it does. So, in what country are you in, sir?
Okay, I'm in Nigeria in West Africa.
Oh, I love Nigeria. I dated a girl from Nigeria when I was in grad school.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That's mind
Yes.
boggling.
So the Sportify operating system really does that, because I don't know how it is in Nigeria, but in the United States,
Yeah.
sports are immensely popular,
Yes. Yes.
immensely popular.
I know that for sure. Yes.
But one of the things that we notice, and you go by Blessed or Edison?
Blessed, blessed.
Blessed. Okay, so Blessed,
Okay.
the thing is that in the United States, sports are so popular. I mean, man, you'll see people riot if their favorite team loses, right?
What?
Oh
For
yeah.
real?
Oh yeah. They'll burn the city or turn cars upside down because they're so invested in their sport. But isn't that crazy? Because you don't even get paid. That sport team doesn't put food on the table for your family. But most people are
Honestly.
not that passionate about their own business or their own job. And so what Sportify is really trying to do is to get people engaged and get into that culture of winning at their,
Oh,
to find passion in their work.
oh wow, I think I get it now. So essentially that passion you will show to a team that has almost no effect on your everyday reality, except how you feel when it comes to, superficial. It's just a superficial feeling. Let's just be honest, it's superficial. It has no like inherent effects on your reality per se. So you want to, direct that feeling towards how to recreate that same feeling towards your business or your entrepreneurial endeavor.
Yeah. So did you ever play a sport, Blessed?
Mm, well, not professionally.
No, no, not professionally. Just on a team that's like really trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
win in a league. What was the
Definitely.
sport?
Yeah, I played football and most times I played table tennis.
Okay, so table tennis and football, right?
Yes.
Imagine if now let's say football. That's a very demanding game. You're running for all for a long time, right? You're constantly running.
Yes, yes.
That's not easy. And you have to do it for a while to get better and better. Like the first time you play football, you're not very good, but after a
Oh,
while committing to it and maybe winning on a team a couple times and enjoying that feeling, you start noting the work isn't really work.
yes, definitely. The first time I wasn't really good, man. I was so bad. Like I was so bad to the point where they kicked me off the team. They were like,
Yeah.
bro, just go and sit down. You're going to spoil this game for us. Just go and sit. And I felt so bad, but I continued to push and push, and now I'm actually quite good now.
Right. And this is, had you quit, you would never have gotten good.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
But see, what wasn't being good at football a lot more than what you thought it would be when you started?
Yes, actually, yes, it was.
And wasn't it worth it?
It was worth it, honestly. When you score a goal and everybody's just like, yeah, everybody shouting your name, bless it, bless it. I mean, that come on, it's a very nice feeling. I mean, just that. How do I put it? The adrenaline rush when you do a very good tackle and maybe someone falls down and you carry the ball past them. It's just so fun, honestly. And that's why I say, at the end of the day, when you go back home and you have a job to go to, you have a life to live. At the end of the day, it just becomes, it's just in that moment, you just feel so special. You feel like the world is your oyster. You feel like everything is your controller. So yeah, it actually feels very amazing, honestly.
Well, and that feeling is exactly how you and I started this conversation with winning.
Yes,
Everybody likes to win, but how many people are actually engaged with their job with really the intent to win?
honestly, I think it's a very small number of people. Most people are doing their job in a way. How do I put it? They are playing not to lose, essentially. So they don't want to take any risks.
Ah,
Don't want to
yes.
push. Don't want to try harder. Or you know what? Let's just continue. Provided things don't fall apart, let's just take it slowly. I understand, and I believe one day everything is going to get better. But when if it's football, for example, you see an opening, you take it. You see an opening on the post, you take that shot. You don't even care if it's going to enter or not. Every opening you see, you take it instantly. But when you come, oh, I'm actually beginning to get how Spotify. I'm beginning to get how Spotify works now. But when it comes to your business or your entrepreneurial endeavor, you might see some kind of opening or some kind of investment opportunity, but because of you're playing not to lose, you wouldn't necessarily take it, and it could have been the opportunity that could have actually given you your big break. And yeah, yeah, I actually get it now.
Yeah, so I really love that insight because that really, really nails it. Now, do you notice by using the sport metaphor,
Yes,
we can start to put in context what we need to do to actually succeed in business.
yes.
Because, and the thing is so do you still play football?
Well, it's been a while now. It's been a few months, but yeah, definitely if the opportunity comes up, of course, I'm still going to
Do
play
you
that.
still play table tennis?
Yes, I do. Like it's also been a few months. I left that environment and where I am now, it's relatively quite quiet. Nothing much happens here. But in a few months, I'll be leaving and I'll definitely go back to playing again.
So let me ask you a question. How
Yes.
amazing would it be to become a professional at table
Well,
tennis or a professional at football?
honestly, I'm not going to lie. Back then, when I was still playing, back in school, I used to kind of like fantasize about, doing the
Of
Ronaldo
course.
stance in front of thousands of people and whatnot. And then I just be like, come on, bro, are you joking? I like you've come a long way. You're actually quite old now. You wouldn't even be able to start your career at this age and be able to push through to become a professional. But just to fantasize about it is actually quite a nice feeling. But then again, you just come back to reality and you're like, come on. Are you serious right now? It's not even your dream or something you want to pursue, but just fantasizing about it is actually very, very nice. Let me not lie.
Yeah. So, right, this is something that almost everybody can identify with. Maybe they didn't want to be in a sport, but maybe they wanted to be a famous actor or singer or something that had to do with
Yes,
performance, having to do something amazing on the spot in the moment, right? And so, how many, if I went and I asked a bunch of children, I said, how many of you guys, when you grow up, you want to be managed? Nobody's going to raise their hand.
definitely.
Honestly, they're not. But if I said, how many of you guys want to be an actor or a singer or an athlete? All the kids, somebody, most of them are going to raise their hand.
Yes,
And
yes.
so this is what I'm trying to have people understand because guess what? You can age out of sports. I mean, I did wrestling and grappling and martial arts and stuff, and I'm 52 now. I had to retire because
Wow.
of injuries back, man, when I turned by the time I was 40, I couldn't play anymore because I was so injured, right? But
Yes.
but with business, you could start anytime as long as you're willing to put in the work.
Work, yes.
So when you fantasized about being a professional athlete and the glory and all the excitement and the great pay and all those kind of things, did you ever know anybody or did you ever have a hero in those sports that did take it to the championship level?
Yes. And for football, it was, Ronaldo. Everybody knows Ronaldo.
Of
But
course.
when it comes to table tennis, I was just a fan of playing the sport. I didn't necessarily follow the competitions or the game or the leagues or whatever it's called. But I just loved playing it with friends. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those sports, so it doesn't require much. You don't have to put on shoes or anything. You can literally play it with your shirts off, and all you have to just get to board, get some bats, and you're good. Get to tennis, and you're good to go.
So
So that was,
what is Ronaldo most famous for with regards to how his story, how he became a champion?
I think it's his work ethic. Oh my God, his work ethic is
Ah,
mind blowing.
ah, ah.
Yes.
Was Ronaldo playing to win or playing not to lose?
Oh, he was definitely playing to win. Definitely.
And that's the whole point that I'm trying to make. What if you really found purpose and meaning in your work? And even beyond that, don't you have an obligation and a duty to do so? Because you have to win.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
So this is really what I'm trying to tackle with the Sportify operating system. I go and I install it in businesses so that
Wow.
the entire team is coached and not managed.
Wow. 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 Honestly, I love the concept so much. First off, it's an eye opener. Secondly, it's inspiration. And thirdly, it's almost like it gives you this kind of boost of confidence, this motivation to really, you know what, I've been slacking so far. It's time to pick up the pace. Let's get it moving.
Yeah,
So,
what's the difference between an amateur in sport and a professional?
a professional is, how do I put this? A professional has made lots of mistakes, but never allowed it to stop him. He always learns from each and every mistake he makes, and he definitely wants to get better. A professional is just 1,000 times better than an amateur, essentially.
So this is really what I'm trying to tackle because there are people. One of my old coaches used to say, "The man with no shoes complains until the man with no legs shows up."
Yep. Yes, I
Well,
agree with that.
honestly, especially in today's world with the technology as it is,
Yes.
anybody, if they put in the concentration and the hard work, almost anybody can play the sport of business.
Wow. That's the beautiful thing about business. It's there are some kind of sports where, if you want to be a swimmer, you need a certain kind of athletic build, certain kind of size and whatnot. If you want to be a sprinter, you need a certain kind of genetics and whatnot. If you want to be this and that. But when it comes to business, you, all you have to do is just be alive, essentially. Be alive and just be ready, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, look at Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Now you see him and he's all jacked and muscular, but that's because he pays for a nutritionist and a trainer and all that kind of stuff. But
Yes.
he did not look that way, and yet he became one of the wealthiest men, and he was the wealthiest man for some time on the entire planet.
Yes. Yes, actually. Yeah. I remember, I think I saw a video when he started Amazon. Honestly, if they drop him right now, the way he looked in the 90s and the way he looks right now side by side, you would think it's two different people, honestly.
Right.
It's actually mind-boggling. So, in combat sports, you learn how to stay calm under pressure. How can someone, kind of like develop that same mental control in high stakes situations, especially in businesses?
Well, see again, that's a great question. And what I love about it is it only goes to prove the argument that I'm trying to put forth. And that is
Yes.
that it's the same way that you get good at soccer. You have to
Practice.
risk. You have to risk. If you, I'm sorry, football. If you play football, the risk is that I can lose,
Yes.
and I will lose.
Definitely, yes.
Ronaldo has lost.
Wow.
So
It actually has.
you've got to get out there and you've got to take the risk. So, for example, if we were using combat sports, let's just use a simple one like boxing. Would I
Yes.
be a very good coach if I said, "Oh, you don't actually have to go and get punched in the face to box"?
Oh, definitely. There is no way you're not going to get punched in the face.
No, and in fact, I'm pretty sure, I don't care who you are, for the first 6 months of continuous training, you're going to get punched in the face way more
De-
than you punch somebody else in the face.
Definitely, 100%. I agree.
Well, how is anybody going to get good if they don't actually get in the ring and get beat up for a while?
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
how it is with business. You have to get in there and you're probably going to get destroyed for for the first 3 years, as you pointed out in the statistic of profitability.
Yes.
But
Actually, actually,
how many people quit? How many people are willing to get beat up for 3 years before they pierce the veil and they end up on the other side of it? Not many.
honestly, a very small amount of people, yeah. And that's actually my important. You mentioned finding an opponent's center of gravity. How can someone identify weaknesses in their competition when it comes to business?
I mean, it used to be way more difficult. So this is the interesting thing. Well, I'm just going to give you the easy answer now. That's
Yeah.
market research, but mostly market research powered by AI. You don't even have to do anything. You just ask a question, a good question, and the AI will tell you, ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity
Claude.
or Claude. Yes.
Yes. Wow, it's actually very
So
easy.
yeah, so market research, and you can ask, hey, who are my competitors? Hey, go scan all the Reddit threads and find all the complaints. Oh, boy, they're really bad at this thing. What if I scrape all those names, solve the problem that they don't like, and make my offer? Now I just
Yeah,
now I just won.
actually, yeah. Crazy. So athletes constantly adjust based on feedback from games, from
That's right.
practicing, from training and whatnot. How can, business people or entrepreneurs kind of apply the same system when it comes to their business and the goals they want to achieve in their business?
Yeah, another great question, Blessed. And
Yeah.
it's data.
Oh, wow.
It's data.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and this is why So this is again where I think I made some connections to put this idea together because of my quantitative background. So
Yes.
most executives or most owners are going to have some sort of reporting or some sort of dashboard, right?
Yes.
So, for example, if I want to know how sales are going, I need to record that and have an idea. And I could say, oh, this month sales are up. Oh, last month sales are down. Next month sales are flat. That's how I adjust is by the quality of my data.
Yes. Oh wow. And you know, another thing is the way one would look at football, you know, when you play football, you play sports, you tend to enjoy it, right? Even if you're losing, you tend to enjoy it, to have fun in it. If only you could treat business with the same kind of regard or respect, where you're trying to enjoy, even if business is not working, you're enjoying what you're doing, then improving and getting better at it might actually not be difficult. As opposed to, being, oh my God, being always trying to play safe, always trying to be on guard and be like, oh, I don't want to lose this, I don't want to lose that, I want to be careful, don't want to go bankrupt. Essentially playing not to lose. I
Yeah,
think it's going to be
exactly.
difficult.
Exactly. And think about what you said. It's all basically your attitude. So,
Yes.
have you ever been on a team with somebody who's like that, that complains about everything and is always saying they're
Oh my
tired? And
God. Oh my God. You have no idea.
so, what would
Yo,
happen if that person was on a professional team?
probably they would I think they would kick him out, honestly. He complains about everything. You kicked the ball wrong. You did that. You did. Bro, just chill. Let's just enjoy the game.
Well, see, what I think happens is I think people feel like they're entitled to a job. And if the simple shift was to think of a business and a job like you're on a team and your
Yes.
team is there to win, if you're on my team, I'm going to be honest, blessed, I don't want to hear any freaking complaining.
Exactly. Let's just go. Let's just do the stuff.
Let's
Let's just put
go.
some
Like, let's
yes.
win. What are you focused on? You're focused on where you don't want to go. Like, you should be focused on getting the ball in the net,
Exactly. Exactly.
but it's all
The dude,
mental.
yes, and the dude really he complains so much to the point where it's as if he's now kind of like, causing disunity and discouraging every other person, kind of, if you understand why. I mean, because you complain about this, just play the game. It's good, it's good. You did good. Even if someone made a mistake, you did good. Let's go. Try that again, but next time do it better. And
That's it. And
that's how
what
I
if
just
you
said,
had a coach instead of a manager? What if the person at your office, and this is what I do,
yes.
so let me ask you a question before I get into this. What do you think? What's the difference, the vibe? What do you think the difference is between a coach and a manager?
So essentially, a manager only ever sees your mistakes. He
Mm,
only ever sees all the mistakes you make. He
mm.
never, and the moment you do a good job, he reminds you of, the mistakes you made in the past and how you shouldn't, continue doing that. A coach sees the good job you're doing and tells you that these good things you're doing, make them better. Do them the best way you can. So I think that's the difference.
I love that. And I think you're dead right. And I would only maybe add to it in this way. I would say that the coach, the difference between a manager and a coach is that the manager, sure, they have targets, revenue targets or whatever they're trying to meet, they have goals.
Yes.
But the coach actually works on the professional and personal development of the team members, is actually invested in winning.
Yes, yes. The manager, on the other hand, is invested in, I think, in the team itself. In the How do I put? Okay, the coach is concerned about how the members, the members of the team are performing. The manager is only concerned about whatever results that comes out after each game. Am I correct? Kind of.
I would not disagree with any of that.
Okay. Okay. Because
I think you're definitely right.
yes, ultimately, it's how each member of the team performs that is going to determine how the game is going to end, as opposed to just paying attention to, what are the results going to be at the end of the game.
That's
Now
right.
you make a distinction between competing and dominating. What separates the two?
Well, you kind of started on this path, and I like it. You said there was a difference between winning, playing to win and playing not to lose,
Yes,
right? So that's a very you. I can tell you've played a sport because that's so crucial. And
yes,
I think you also made a nice connection there that most people in their jobs are just doing the bare minimum. They're just playing not to lose.
yes, yes,
Okay, so now let me ask you. Ronaldo is dominant. Would you agree?
yes, for a fact, yes,
Okay, but other people on his team, they're winners. They win. What's the
yes.
difference between Ronaldo and the other players besides
I
talent?
think I think it takes a lot of risk, honestly. He takes the ball, heads forward, goes into the opponent's side of the court, and tries to score a goal. If he doesn't, he tries again, tries again, tries again, tries again. So actually, he actually takes a lots and lots of risk. Yes,
So somebody like Ronaldo, a dominant player, they take risk. What does risk mean? Risk means you could lose, yeah?
yes, yes, 100%. Yeah,
And then what else did you say about Ronaldo? He works probably harder than everybody else.
yes, definitely, definitely harder than everybody else. There are lots of videos online to actually prove this. I mean, looking at his physique and his age alone, you can actually kind of confirm that this is true.
So if this is true, wouldn't it make sense? I mean, but it's mental. So
Yes.
domination, it starts with ourselves, and this is the internal part. Do you know why the big why for Ronaldo? Why does he do it? Does he do it for the money? Does he do it for the to be on the magazines, or is it something internal?
I think it's something internal. I think it's how do I put it? He just loves the game and wants to be the best in the world at it, essentially, I think. Then
Right,
the money and the accolades and the magazines and the featuring in magazines and whatnot are just the plus side, the benefits of all that. Wow.
right.
Yes. So, at the end of the day, execution is the most important thing. Lots of people plan and plan and plan, draw drafts, make arrangements, and they never actually execute. Now, why do you think lots of people fail to execute?
Why do people fail to execute?
Yes,
Well, there's a lot of reasons, right? And again, we're going to go back to the internal, to the mental. So
yes,
I think one, if you look at somebody like Ronaldo, they have very big goals.
yes,
I don't think a lot of people have big goals.
yes, I can agree with that. True.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah.
second, I think it takes a tremendous amount of discipline. And maybe I would frame that by the way I would frame it would be that he doesn't get distracted by things that don't have to do with that goal.
Oh, wow.
Is he
That's
chasing women?
100% true.
Is
No,
he
no,
is he playing video games?
definitely
Is
not.
he smoking weed?
Oh, he doesn't even take any kind of beverage except water.
Who does that?
Someone who's very disciplined.
Somebody who's real serious, somebody who has a big goal, realizes the amount of effort it takes. I mean, so is this making sense? Like the great news here, blessed, is that we have role models like Ronaldo.
Yes.
But how many people actually follow the recipe?
That's a crazy thing. They all look up to Ronaldo, but they can't even put up a third of the effort he puts in to become Ronaldo. Most people can't even like put in a third of that effort, and it's honestly just mind-boggling. They look at all the achievements, all the accolades, the features in magazine, the money, but they don't look at the amount of work that actually, the amount of discipline, work ethic, mindset that actually goes into being that kind of person. And that's the crazy part about it.
Yeah, I've been very blessed. So like I said, I have this experience in business. I've
Yes.
worked for very large businesses. I've worked for a couple of billionaires, um,
Wow.
and I've started and sold and grown my own companies. But in addition
Yes.
to that, I've been very lucky to have some of the best coaches from sports. I've had two coaches that were very famous in my little weird niche, and I learned a lot from them. And now some of my friends, I have a business partner in one of my other companies. It's the Scientific Wrestling Company, which is
Yes.
it's not the business coaching, it's the grappling and martial arts coaching. And one of my partners is a UFC Hall of Famer. He's the first
Wow.
welterweight champion, and he coached 11 world MMA champions. He's like an amazing human. So this is the other thing. Have you ever heard this idea that you are the sum of the five people you spend the most time with?
Yes, I think I have. Yes. Yes, I think I
Okay.
have.
So we talked about Ronaldo and we talked about the sacrifices he makes. He only drinks water. He works out all the time. He takes big risks. Um,
Yes.
do you think he surrounds himself with drug users or losers?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So these are all the things that your average person could do, but they
They
make
don't
a
do it.
decision not to do it. It's up to them.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And this is what I'm
Honestly,
trying to do with Sportify is be like, guys, just the same conversation I'm having with you, you get it.
yes. Honestly, Jake, you've actually, inspired me a lot, and you've put a lot of things into perspective during the course of this conversation. It's honestly mind-boggling. Wow. So I have a set of rapid-fire questions I want to ask you. You
Yes,
can
sir.
either answer with a phrase or a sentence, and I want you to know that both options are available. So the first one is hustle or leverage,
Leverage first.
then hustle second.
Yeah. Yeah. But both are important. But if you're asking me, or the priority would be for understanding leverage.
Okay, wonderful. Now, discipline or systems.
That's a hard one. It depends who I'm speaking to. If I'm
Yeah.
speaking to an individual, I would say discipline. But if I'm speaking to a team, I would say the systems.
Systems. Okay, wonderful. That actually puts into perspective. Control or chaos?
I'm actually going to go with chaos
Oh, wow. You are
because
definitely going to break
that's a
that down
game.
for us.
That's a game. That's a fight. That's reality. That's the marketplace.
Wow.
That's what we have to deal with. So to
Okay.
me, control and chaos are hand in hand, but I have to put myself into chaos in order to get control.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's actually mind-boggling. So the next one is pressure or patience?
These are great questions.
Yeah.
So you said pressure or patience?
Yes.
I'm definitely going to go with pressure. Had you maybe and your English, by the way, is like freaking amazing, dude. Like you're so good.
Oh,
But
wow. Thank you.
had you used persistence instead of patience, I would probably go with persistence.
Oh, okay. 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 Come to think of it, I think persistence would actually be the accurate word to use because patience is important, yes. But then again, patience in of itself is also almost close to a synonym of, playing not to kind of lose in a way. You understand?
Yeah, and the reason
So
I would go with persistence over and you said pressure is because
yes,
the statistic that you rattled off about the 3 years.
yes, yes.
I,
Now,
I could I could have immense pressure, but if I give up in 3 months, you know, I gave up.
yeah, exactly. It wouldn't have been worth it and it would not have mattered actually. The next one is one word that defines dominance.
Commitment.
Actually, you actually have to commit to be dominant. Yes. I agree with that. You have to commit to the
100%
process.
commitment. Because here's the thing, Blessed, we are
Yeah.
beings of infinite potential.
Oh wow.
But if you don't commit to that and you're only 25, committed to 25% of your potential, like no good. That's not dominant.
Actually, and because of redundancies, definitely because even if you commit 100%, you won't necessarily meet or you won't necessarily get to a 100% result. You might get, let's say, 70, 80%. So if you commit only 25%, you might actually just get like 5% or 15%
Right.
because of redundancies. So yeah. So it's important you actually commit as much as you can, if possible, 100% in total.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
this is my final question before we wrap up for today. Now, if someone is listening right now and they feel like they are working hard, but they are not winning, what do you think they are doing wrong?
Well, that's a very interesting question. And again, it's going to be a mental issue.
Yes.
And this is why a good coach is very important. Um, yeah, this is a very important point. So let me ask you a question.
All
Do
right.
you, and this is an awful way to answer a question, but I'm going to answer a
No,
question with a
please, please,
question.
please. Let's go. Let's go. I'm active. I'm
So,
ready.
do you hold in high esteem or do you have respect for somebody who lies
Definitely not.
or somebody that lies to you or maybe exaggerates or says they're going to do something and then doesn't ever follow through?
Not at all. No respect of any sort.
Yeah. So I think if you're not being dominant, that common sense, everybody I think would agree with the answers you gave. But
Yes.
I think we have to extend it because we have to extend it beyond other people to ourselves because you could lie to me and I may never find out. But if I lie to myself, or if I say I'm going to do something and I don't follow through, I can't escape that. I'm witness,
Yes.
I'm the witness to my own experience. And so I will stop respecting myself. And
Mm.
it does take an immense amount of confidence, but confidence and respect is earned.
Yes.
So if you are the person that says, oh, I'm going to go work out, and then you come up with an excuse, you're never going to be dominant. You
Wow.
have to you
Wow.
have to have integrity. You have to know that you can count on yourself.
So yes. This actually put things into perspective. Honestly, yeah, I'm trying to process it. It's mind-boggling for real. Wow. Because essentially every lie you tell yourself, you are the victim of those lies. You're the one who's going to bear the consequences of the lies, the results of whatever those lies, whatever they cause. It's what you yourself are going to experience. So honestly, you should actually be careful what you say to yourself. And if you tell yourself you're going to do something, you should actually make sure you come through on that promise and make sure you do what you say you're going to do. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, and
Jake, this has,
but the challenge is, if I may, and I'm sorry to
of
interrupt, but
course,
the challenge is
yes,
this: if have you ever tried meditating where you just are supposed to maybe sit down on a pillow, cross your legs, and only listen to your breathing? Like that's the intention. Like you say, okay, I'm going to sit down for 10 minutes. And I challenge any listener to try this. You sit
yes,
down and you say, okay, I am only me, Jake, this person right now, or blessed. I am making a decision and I'm only going to listen to my breathing for 10 minutes. I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to go, and I'm just going to listen to that and nothing else. What you
wow,
notice is that as you go in with this heavy intention and this goal, as you're sitting there, the thoughts just pop up. Oh, did I forget to turn the light off? Oh, I had this argument. Oh, I forgot my homework. Or these thoughts pop up. But the interesting thing is the thoughts may sound like you, they may feel like you, but they're actually not you.
oh
You
wow,
made a decision to listen to your breathing. So you can't control the distractions. If I have a tournament and it's a crowded room and people are yelling and booing, and am I listening to them or am I listening to my internal? Have I trained my mind to not be distracted and stay focused on what I'm here to do, my purpose, my meaning, my mission?
Wow. Honestly, Jake, this has been powerful conversation on leverage, control, and what it really takes to dominate in today's world. It's been such a pleasure to have you. Thank you for your inspiring words, your wisdom, your expertise. It's been mind-boggling. I've honestly learned a lot from this conversation. There are lots of things I'm going to start applying in my life and in my work and in my business. I'm going to start applying, I'm going to Sportify everything essentially the amount of joy and kind of the way I feel so elated when I play football and I play table tennis. I'm going to practice that in my business, and I'm going to stop playing to lose and start playing to win. And I think it's going to be amazing. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast and honestly sharing this experience with I and my listeners. Where can my listeners learn more about your work and possibly connect with you?
Well, and thank you very much, Blessed. You're a really great interviewer, great questions, more power to you. If
Thank
um,
you.
if people want to find me, they can either go to one of my two business information pages. You can go to Scientific Wrestling if they're interested in just the athletics. There's a whole lot
Yes.
of information on there for free. And links to our YouTube and all kinds of free information you can get right out the gate. If people are interested in applying this to their businesses, you can do the same. My website is number one coaching, but it's NO1, like the letter N, the letter O, and then the numeral one
Yes, I'm definitely going
coaching.
to put it on the show notes when I post the video on YouTube and I post on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Great.
100%.
Yeah, those are
Jake,
the two best.
it's been a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast and sharing your expertise, sharing your wisdom, and sharing your insights. Wow, I am still mind blown by everything you taught us today, and I really hope my listeners that I hope you all took notes because it's very important that you do. And Jake he's not just talking, this is his lived experience. He's not just talking about something he read from a book or anything. This is what he has lived and practiced all his life in his businesses and everything he does. Once again, Jake, thank you for coming on my podcast. It's been such a pleasure to have you. Please don't forget to leave a review on the channel. It helps me to find, more wonderful guests like yourself. And of course, have a wonderful day and do take care of yourself. Also, I can see a belt behind you. I don't know if that's from the tournament you won or something, but it looks absolutely beautiful. It looks very nice, and yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so I'm a two-time business coach winner as
Wow.
well for a very famous guy. I don't know if you've heard of him or not, but his name's Grant Cardone. I'm a
Okay.
two-time uh, performance coach of the year for him.
Wow. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Wow. Once again, it was such a pleasure to have you on the podcast. Do have a wonderful day, and please do take care of yourself, and of course, continue killing it in your business.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Bye bye. Take care.
Okay, talk soon. Let me know when it goes up and I'll share it across my channels.
Definitely, 100%, definitely.